The Toronto Maple Leafs are at it again. Just when we thought they might snag a reliable center to bolster their lineup, news breaks that a potential target has officially signed an extension with a rival. What does this mean for the Leafs as they look to strengthen their roster? With the trade deadline looming, the pressure is on for Toronto to pivot and find the right fit. Stay tuned, because this is a crucial moment for our beloved team. The news just came down the wire that Jake Evans, the player the Toronto Maple Leafs were eyeing as a potential trade target, has officially signed an extension with the Montreal Canadiens. This is a tough pill to swallow for us Leafs fans. Evans was seen as a solid, affordable option for the third-line center position, and now he's off the market. He's had a decent season, racking up 12 goals and 16 assists in 61 games. It's disappointing to see a player we had our sights set on slip away, especially considering the rivalry with the Canadiens. Now, let's talk about the implications of this move. The Maple Leafs have already lost out on Trent Frederic from Boston, and now Evans. It's becoming increasingly clear that finding a reliable center is going to be a challenge. The Canadiens, it seems, weren't impressed with the offers that came their way, and you can't help but wonder if the Leafs' bid fell flat. It's rare for the Habs and Leafs to make a deal, and this just reinforces that notion. Evans is going to continue being a versatile player for Montreal, switching between lines as needed, which is something head coach Martin St. Louis will definitely appreciate. But for Toronto, this means they have to regroup and rethink their strategy. Who can they turn to now? There are still names out there, like Nick Bjugstad, but it's going to cost the Leafs in terms of draft picks, and they seem hesitant to part with their first-round pick in 2026. And let's not forget about the potential struggles the Canadiens might face in the future. If they're looking to shake things up and save some money, names like Christian Dvorak and David Savard could be on the trading block as well. It's a fluid situation, and that could open up more options for Toronto, but will they be able to land a player who fits their needs without overpaying? As a passionate fan, I can't help but feel a mix of frustration and hope. The Leafs have been in a bit of a bind lately, and while losing out on Evans is disappointing, it also presents an opportunity. This is a moment where the front office needs to step up. They have to find a way to strengthen the team, especially as they head toward the playoffs. The stakes are high, and every decision counts. So, where do we go from here? I mean, do you think this was the best decision for the Leafs? Honestly, I'm torn. On one hand, I get that they need to be smart with their assets, but on the other hand, they can't afford to stand still while other teams are making moves. They need to remain competitive, and that means being proactive in the trade market. Want to hear from you, fellow Leafs fans. Are you feeling optimistic about the direction the team is headed, or do you think they're missing the mark? What do you expect to happen next? And you, what do you think? I want to hear your opinions. Down below, this is your chance to weigh in on all the latest buzz surrounding our beloved Maple Leafs. Scott Laughton, the center for the Philadelphia Flyers, is reportedly eager to join the Toronto Maple Leafs if a trade makes sense. This comes from insider Darren Dreger, who shared insights during the latest edition of Insider Trading. As the trade deadline looms, GM Brad Treliving is focused on adding a center, and it seems that Laughton would jump at the chance to don the blue and white. Now, let's unpack what this means for the Leafs. Laughton is considered a solid option, and many around him believe he would thrive in Toronto. The rumored price for him is a first-round pick or something of equivalent value. That's a steep price for a player of his caliber. But let's not forget, he's a local boy, and that kind of motivation could be a game-changer. It's not just about talent, it's about heart, and Laughton would bring that in spades. However, it's crucial to consider the implications of this potential trade. Yes, Laughton could bolster our center depth, which has been a glaring need for the Leafs. But at what cost? Trading away a first-round pick could have long-term consequences for the franchise, especially if we're looking to build a sustainable contender. I mean, do you think this was the best decision? Honestly, I'm torn. Then there's the situation with Brayden Schenn from the St. Louis Blues. Dreger mentioned that the Blues are still reluctant to part with their captain, and that's understandable. Schenn would also be a fantastic addition to our lineup, but it feels a bit unlikely given the current market. The ideal scenario would be for the Blues to decide to trade him, but as Dreger pointed out, that's extraordinarily improbable unless someone blows them away with an offer. As a fan, I can't help but feel the urgency of the situation. The Leafs currently have just under $3 million in cap space, which complicates things even further. Tree Living not only has to secure a center but also improve our defensive depth and potentially add another forward. It's a tall order, and you have to wonder, can he pull it off? The clock is ticking, and with every passing day, the stakes get higher. I know I'm not alone in feeling a mix of excitement and anxiety about what's to come. The Leafs have a chance to significantly enhance their roster, but they need to navigate the trade landscape carefully. Balancing the present with the future is no small feat. Every fan dreams of that Stanley Cup, and strategic moves like these could be the steps toward making those dreams a reality. But it's about more than just adding players. It's about chemistry, fit, and ensuring the team can gel when it matters most. Lofton might be a perfect fit, but what if we're sacrificing too much for short-term gains? And you, what do you think? I want to hear your opinions down below. Are you in favor of pursuing Lawton, or do you think the Leafs should hold out for someone else? Every voice matters in this passionate community, and your thoughts could spark a great discussion. Let's also keep an eye on how these potential trades could affect our playoff chances. With the right moves, we could be looking at a much deeper run this season, something every fan has been yearning for. The excitement is palpable, but so is the pressure. So, as we inch closer to the deadline, let's stay engaged. Don't forget to activate the notification bell to get all the latest updates. Like, share, and subscribe to this channel, so we can navigate this exhilarating time together. The future of the Maple Leafs is in motion, and I can't wait to see where it leads us.